Welcome to the Rude Dog Show. This is Rudy Reyes. Good afternoon for some and still good morning for others. Welcome to the Rude Dog Show on WBLZSports.com. Man, is everybody awake now? Is it super busy? Is it beyond my imagination to think that if we were talking about this offline, everybody was sleeping during the Masters? How could you have slept on the Masters? I know people were standing there watching golf occur. I mean, okay, fine. So it's not the most dynamic thing you could watch, but imagine being on the field. I don't know. Anyway, welcome. Regardless of how you're listening, please tune in, download the app. I got a caller coming in, but I got to get the intro done. Sorry. I know that's Joe from New Jersey. That's the best I have for an accent. Anyway, we're talking about the Masters, who mastered it, who didn't. We're talking about the NBA playoff seeding, and of course, we'll touch on some pre-NFL draft conversation. Look, welcome my first-time guest to the show. She covers Washington, D.C. sports, Alena Neves. And in case you're wondering, the Wizards are heading into the playoffs, but how deep they get, we won't know that, well, quite yet. So we'll kind of stay tuned for that one. Welcome. Alena, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. We were talking before we got disconnected the first time around that this is a wake-up Monday. Everybody's sleeping during Sunday.
I know, and I don't know why, because that was a serious message. I mean, I don't think we experienced that when Tiger was playing it, right?
Yeah. I'll be honest.
Kind of drama and excitement. I mean, it took Sergio to kind of infuse it with some drama, but, you know, and Justin Rose too, you know. I mean, it took them to kind of reignite this whole, you know, Masters phenomenon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
I think it was really, really special. And, you know, I don't know, maybe parts of the country is just like, you know, experiencing 70-degree temperatures. So, you know.
Well, I know I am.
Happy on the East Coast. I know it's just part of your everyday on the West Coast, but, you know.
Hey, what can I say?
It's a different world for us. So.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. And I've been there. I've been to the East Coast, and I know what it's like. I haven't been to Washington, D.C. explicitly, but if you were there at the Masters, you had to have been cringing. I mean, you may not have any fingernails left because it was that nail-biting when we go into a final between Sergio Garcia, the effervescent Spaniard, who had basically been there in many, many years, but he shares some elite company. And has his first major victory. So what do you think about that? I mean, is he well-deserving? I mean, he's top 10 in Augusta. He won in 02, 04, and 2013. What are your thoughts about Garcia? And do you think he can come back and do it again?
Maybe he could, because he would be a lot more relaxed and probably a lot more clutch now that he's won it, you know. And sometimes the hardest part about sports is actually getting over that one hump that you haven't been able to get over in, 2 decades? 74
That's
starts.
a long time.
I mean, this guy has had 2 decades of Masters experience. Top 10, like you said, at Augusta, 2002, 4, and 13. Couldn't beat Tiger in all these years. You know, and I just feel, I mean, this was an incredibly thrilling battle at the end. You know, and think about it, at the end, they both, you know, become unclutched for a second. When they both miss their putts on 18, and then they have to go into a playoff sudden death run. So, you know, I've been listening, you know, the radio, a lot in D.C., they've been covering it, talking about, well, did one lose it? Did one win it? I think that it was meant for Sergio to win it because it was too many factors. Tiger wasn't in it. He had all the top pros in golf there. And then the number one golfer, what does he do? He trips in his house, hurts his back, can't play. I feel like the floodgates were just open and said, here you go, Sergio. It's yours to win it or yours to lose it.
You know, the Spaniards.
I believe it was all the time for Sergio.
Yeah, no, you're right. Look, Sergio and the Spaniards arrived here first, okay? We can go back to 1492. They landed where they needed to.
I mean, he played well. You know,
yeah, he did.
The pro shot, you know, he normally takes so long with his shot. I mean, he was just playing so well, and I feel that Justin was playing just as well yesterday. You know, so but for them to both miss putts at 18, I've seen that even when I covered tennis. It's like one person starts double faults, and then all of a sudden the next person double faults. It's like, okay, what's going on?
Nerves.
You know.
Period. Nerves. When Justin Rose got there with Garcia, you've seen that the nerves were on high. It's almost as if you thought to yourself, can these guys even miss? Can they miss? And they did.
Can they miss? Exactly. But, you know, Sergio did one thing that was and that's experience. And sometimes that's the best thing, is to have lost for so many times that you feel, if I only get that one opportunity again, I'm going to maintain my calm. I'm going to calm down. I'm going to, you know, bring down my blood pressure if I can. You know, I'm going to do a variety of things. I'm not going to let everything bother me. I'm going to stay calm. I'm not going to make any mistakes. And I'm going to be victorious. And I believe those were the factors that helped Sergio Garcia yesterday.
Yeah, I do as well.
He just had to be clutch and turned it all around.
Yeah.
And he did well.
It is being clutch, being in the right situation, putting yourself at the right time. And it's unfortunate that Rose was just looking through the first nine. He came even par and then charged. But look at the names that didn't quite make a splash. Mickelson, McIlroy, Couples. I mean, these guys have been there, done that. Maybe it wasn't as much of an anticipation for them to get to that point where Garcia was, but I guarantee that they were happy for him nonetheless.
Oh, yeah. Oh, everyone was happy. I mean, come on now. 2 decades of trying out here, having to battle Tiger for so long. Everyone is just like, you know what? It's almost like when Serena's going to leave the tour. Everybody's going to be like, yes, we are so happy. You know, we just love playing with Serena, but we're kind of happy she's not around because it's giving everybody an opportunity to show and have their time in the spotlight. So I'm thrilled. I'm happy for him. You know, and I think I think, you know, Jalen Rose got a little flustered a bit too, but he was calm as well. But I mean, hey, shoot. I mean, Sergio was 2 shots behind, 6 holes left to go, and then had like a bad tee shot, hit a tree or bounced off a tree.
I seen that.
I mean, how bad of luck can you get? How bad of luck can you get? And he remained calm.
Well, you have to.
And he came back to par that hole.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Yeah.
And then he birdie put, you know, for the win. So, I mean, hey, you know, he was resilient as ever, you know, and that might be 2 decades of heartache.
Well, the heartache, I mean, he
You know?
he must have carried his defibrillator with him while he was on the course, just in case he actually won and had a heart attack on the spot. They can revive him, you know, long enough to put on his jacket.
He probably had somebody right there.
His caddy was probably, he had it strapped to his back or something, you know. It was probably charging some type of UPS, you know, if anybody doesn't know what UPS is, uninterruptible power supply. He had it charging the whole time, so just in case, you know. But like Sergio Garcia deserved it.
Pressure. Think about the pressure. I believe no one had ever played more majors as a pro. He played like 70 majors.
Yeah.
Before winning one for the first time, you know? So
it's amazing. He's 37. Who knew?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's almost chasing this down half of his life. It's amazing.
Yeah.
You start golf at such a young age. Yeah. Here you are, 37. Could have been, you know, could be a grandpa at this point. Not that I wish that on him.
Right.
I'm at 37. You know, your kids are obviously old enough. I'm just dating myself, aren't I?
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't exciting. It ended up being very, very exciting for him. Really happy for him. I'm happy for Rose too. I mean, he did well. He played very well. So
yeah, he definitely deserved the golf clap.
Justin Rose is going to come back. I think when you asked me the question about will I think that Sergio will win it again, I don't know if he could ever. Maybe he could at some point, but you have to have a lot of drive and a lot of passion. And I think he's probably woken a certain amount of passion in Justin Rose to come back and redeem himself from this. So it might be a Justin Rose in the near future.
It's possible.
It will be a Sergio Garcia again.
Yeah, no, I look for Justin Rose to be right on the cusp and maybe playing with a chip on his shoulder in the next Masters. Yeah. But Sergio had a few slip-ups, though. He had 2 bogeys. His 3 birdies kept him on pace, but for some reason, he just found himself atop regardless of those. So it shows his resilience, his ability to come back from those slip-ups. I mean, clearly, they weren't major, but he needed to make the shots when he needs to. You could talk about this in all sports, all genres. Michael Jordan missed thousands of shots, but he made the ones that counted. So I think Sergio Garcia can put himself on a list of coming back from something that he could have put himself in early on.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, this guy had he was 2 shots behind, so he was, he came back from some deficits, and that could have been the end of it, that really could have been, but he stayed true, stayed calm, and then he parred that hole, where he had those, where he was behind by 2 shots, so he parred it, and then he was kind of slowly coming back, so, and then Justin Rose kind of opened it up for him too by messing up on that.
Yeah, exactly. Rose has never won the Masters, by the way. For anybody who doesn't know that. He's never won it. He's tied for second in 2015, but only won the U.S. Open in 2013. So somebody who's on the cusp, he's on to something.
That's what I'm saying. I would say the question is when will Justin Rose win a Masters, really, versus can Sergio Garcia win again? I think really the question is Justin Rose. He's coming back. I like Justin Rose. He has a real chip on the shoulder too.
Well, yeah. I mean, you get beat out by a guy that, older than Justin Rose is. But when you look at the play, making the shots when they needed to count, he got him in the hole. Whereas Justin Rose had a little bit more ground to gain, and then in the sudden death situation, Sergio Garcia just basically put it away and said, no, this is mine. And I think somehow that green jacket that he was wearing had some, for lack of a better term, some green with envy within the liner. Because Justin Rose didn't exactly get it. I mean, you got to be happy for the guy, but I guarantee you play this entire year. You play the first major of the year like this, and then all of a sudden you fall flat. I'm agreeing with envy. I'm just throwing that out there. I don't like green. Green's not my color, so I don't wear a green jacket. But let's look at it. Justin Rose was brilliant.
He has a whole career ahead of him. I mean, come on. It was time for Sergio Garcia. I mean, it's like, someone comes out with a great movie and they're like in their 20s, and then, for some reason, Denzel or somebody, has a great movie as well, and then they win the Oscar. It's like, okay, come on, they're owed that or something, They will get theirs in turn. It might not be when you want it, but it will happen. It's going to happen for Rose.
It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. That's all it is.
He just has to stay strong and learn from this. I mean, think about what that was from the Think about that.
I don't even know what that is. I don't know what happened there.
What's that?
I think somebody decided to pierce in to the to my broadcast and kind of eavesdrop or something. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, I can hear you all of a sudden. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, look, he joins, again, it's a list of people that he joined. Sev Ballesteros, Jose Maria Olazábal, who's one of 3 Spaniards to win the Masters. Not bad. That's great company to be in. And what's more interesting, he was quoted as saying it's amazing to do it on his 60th birthday, Sev Ballesteros, to join him and Olazábal, 2 idols. Apparently he claims he were 2 of his idols his entire life in golf. So he's part of the elite company.
Exactly. That's why I say everything. You know how sometimes it's like a perfect storm. It was like the whole heavens opened up for Sergio to win it. It was his to lose. He did not lose it, but I'm saying it was his to lose. That's why I said this was like so unique in terms of the things that happened prior to him and the day he wins. I mean, it's just, it was like, it was almost like a divine intervention that just opened up the opportunity and just decided that this was his victory.
It was his time.
We're happy for Sergio.
Yeah, exactly. I'm part Spaniard, so I'm happy for him. I'm not a huge golf fan, but I'm happy for Garcia. I want to kind of end the segues. I know you have to go. Tell everybody where they can find your great stuff. Because I looked at your website.
Hey,
I love it.
They can go to Alena, ALENA, and the number 7. My name is Neves. But I don't talk about my last name as much because it's kind of hard to pronounce. So I flipped it. And it's 7 backwards. So that's kind of my online, AKA, also known as, Alena7. So Alena7.com. You can go there and you can see me. I do a lot of local shows. I cover everything. Like this weekend, I covered arena football. So that's why I was kind of watching the Masters a little bit here. I was watching the Wizards, and I was running back and forth to watching arena football as well. I covered that too. That's an exciting game. A lot of people don't know about it, but a lot of people do know about it. So that's an exciting game as well.
Yeah.
It was basically a game of the Beltway Bowl in D.C., the Washington Valor versus the Baltimore Brigade. So it's a very different experience if you're a football fan. Don't know, I know you are. I know you love the Steelers. The Steelers are everywhere, by the way, on your website.
Well, I mean, I've interviewed a lot of them. I mean, come on, everybody. Look, here's what it boils down to. I started doing this because I wanted to give fans something else, something different, something they didn't have. And so I've interviewed probably 30 of them, somewhere in that genre. I don't know. I kind of lost track. But I do so many other different things. The Steelers are just a part. I mean, I'm a fan. So what better way to hear it is from a fan for fans? Why not? It's not a bad deal.
Okay. Is there a particular squad of the Steelers that you have a certain bond with?
Affinity?
Or is it yes, is there a certain squad or year? I'm just wondering, how far back does this love affair go?
Well, okay, look, I've said it before on the show, and just for you because you asked, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. I grew up in a rotten area, very, very bad area in Southern California. I know you're thinking, man, it's California. How can it be bad? No, it does exist.
I'm lived in LA. I know all about LA.
Okay, well, there you go. Well, I lived outside of LA in a place called San Bernardino. Do you know where that is?
Okay.
San Bernardino? Okay. So I lived in a real bad area. My house was broken into, and they had taken all of my NFL pennants. At the time, there weren't 32 teams. There were only, about 25, somewhere in that genre. Anyway, my pennants were big, so my room wasn't very large. So anyway, we left on vacation. We came back. When I say vacation, in my aunt's house in a swimming pool. That was our vacation because we couldn't afford to go to the beach. Anyway, so all it takes is gas to get there, right? Take some towels and that's it. So here I am coming back home, and house was broken into. And they had taken all my pennants, but they left my Steelers pennant on the wall.
Oh.
So it didn't matter.
Oh.
Because that was the one that I had switched from being at the head of my bed above where I was sleeping. I shoved it to the end. So I can see it when I wake up in the morning. So, well, there you go. The rest is history. The rest is history.
Oh, sure, that's a wonderful story. I wasn't sure, but it goes back to like Lynn Swan, Franco Harris. I just had to make sure. I just wasn't sure.
No, it goes back. It goes back. It definitely goes back. There's no doubt about it. But what was really interesting is during Super Bowl 40, when Jerome Bettis finally won his ring in Detroit, his hometown.
Yes.
In 2001, 3 years prior to that, 9/11 is my birthday. Just for those that don't know, so you don't have to send me. Nobody has to send me any flowers or anything. But if you do send them, I like red roses. So.
Red roses.
Yeah, I like roses. Okay. I had rose bushes in the front of my yard growing up, so I used, had a bunch of red. Well, now you know. Now I'm definitely informed. So, anyway, you're making me lose my train of thought. You're killing me. No, I'm kidding. Everybody can download the app. This is a very good conversation. Download the app. It's free.
Listen, I just want, before I have to go, though, I just want to make sure that everybody, tunes in, tries to watch the Wizards. They're about to make history. If they win the next two games, they play in Detroit tonight, and then they play the Heat. They just lost to the Heat over the weekend, but so they will play the Heat again. And if they win the next two games, then they'll win 50 games, and that will make history because that has not been done with this franchise, whether it was the Bullets or the Wizards, since 1978.
Well, that's good stuff.
Big
Yeah,
deal right here going on in DC.
They can keep
really
themselves
good,
ahead.
It was really good.
They can.
And then also, the Nationals struggling a bit right now. I think I don't want to say it yet, but I there's something brewing in my mind, but I don't want to say it because I think it might be unfair. But I do think that their lack of budget or lack of wanting to budget better might come back to haunt them this year. Don't know. I'm just getting that feeling. But that's all I'm going to say about that right now.
Well, look.
People have to tune in, and we'll have to talk about this.
We can do that. That's not a problem. That's not a problem at all. But did you know last year?
But I'm like a big baseball fan, so I'm really upset with the Nationals right now.
Well, you can't always be happy. Look, if you're a fan of a hometown team, and they're not doing so well, you're not really a fan of what they're doing. You may be a fan of them on the overall, but you're not a fan of what they're doing currently. Now, last year, I want to touch on this for half a minute because it's important. I don't think many people know about this, and then I certainly let you go. It's not a problem. Last year, there was a guy who slipped and fell and injured himself at the Nationals Park inside of the stadium. And he's now paralyzed, I think from the neck down. And the Nationals themselves wouldn't pay anything, fought in court tooth and nail to prevent giving him any money whatsoever. Was that a news story that was covered there? Did you hear about it?
No.
Well, they wanted to keep it quiet.
No. I'm gonna have to really look into that one because if that's the case, that is that's unfortunate if that happens. Because let me just say, he's one of the Nationals organization is owned by one of the wealthiest owners. He's up there among Gary Reinsdorf and some of the other ones. So that's really unfortunate if that's the case because they are very, very, very wealthy.
They just didn't want to pay him out. I mean, he was
And that's pretty much that's the case because, but I've seen other things. Like for me, I don't understand how you don't pay for a closer. You had to get a closer last year with Melanson and sign him for the rest of the season to get out of some situations, which you did. Then you end up winning, the NL East, and then you don't sign a closer this year, and then you make your 8th inning reliever your closer, which means that you're going to end up having to pay a lot more for a closer. So, and you're going to have to pay a lot more if you have to sign a closer at some point in the season. So, I'm just getting a little frustrated, what can I say?
Well, as a fan, you have every reason to be frustrated. You were talking about Melanson. Pirates traded Melanson, was a part of that deal to the Nationals. Why they didn't re-sign Melanson, I don't know. I don't believe, and he spent years in Pittsburgh, and I seen the trade coming. I've mentioned this on the show before with a couple other guys. I had Greg Brown, Pirates broadcaster, on the show last week, and Corey Aldridge, former Major League Baseball slugger, on the show, and I was talking about that Melanson deal to the Nationals. But the fact that you don't have one, you didn't re-sign Melanson for whatever reason, and the guy was solid in Pittsburgh, definitely proved his weight there with the Nationals. I know. You could call ownership and ask them. I don't know.
So many games I'm going, you don't sign him and you don't sign a closer, but we need a closer last year. So how do you not sign a closer?
Yeah, no, I don't know.
I'm speechless. I'm like sitting up there looking, me and my reporter friends are like, huh? They're like, okay, what's going on here?
Right.
Are they really trying to get by? I'm going, but then you sign a pitcher who's never really played in Major League Baseball, and he just gave up like 11 runs on Saturday in one inning, the most in history. I'm going, I don't know, we're scratching our heads too. We're trying to figure this out because we're like, this season ain't looking so good right now.
It's tough.
But we're hoping, we're like, okay, it's tough. And, Dusty Baker is a friend of mine, but, I haven't been able to speak to him, but I'm looking forward to just getting some more insight as to the vision because we're not understanding the vision. I'm not sitting up here talking about the Nationals organization, but I am saying that it is leaving us in we're looking at this in clueless, and then of course Bryce Harper decides he's gonna have a great year so far. And that's always seems like the case is when Bryce is having a great year, the Nationals are suffering. And if the Nationals are suffering, Bryce is having a bad year. So, I don't know. Unless they're saving up some money to sign Bryce at the end of this year to a long-term contract, which I don't think they're going to outbid the Yankees. So, I don't know. We're kind of stunned a little bit.
Yeah, no, I could definitely see that.
In another month or so, I'm sure I have some answers.
Good. I'll have you back on the show. We'll talk about that.
But I am going to look into that other thing you just mentioned.
Yeah. No, it's out there. They did everything they could to hush it. Unfortunately, stuff like this does leak, and it's sad there wasn't more. There wasn't more notice put about it. Nobody really had this long, lengthy, drawn-out conversation. They didn't want to pay him outright.
Yes.
Despite him saying, look, I'll take for medical expenses. I just want to be well. I just want to live, comfortably. You got to live the rest of your life in a wheelchair. I mean, how much are you going to ask for?
Right.
A couple $1 million? But is that going to offset? What happened was he had slipped while he was walking back from the restroom. I believe this to be accurate. He was walking back from the restroom. And you know how the stationary, the wheel-related carts that are supposedly cold on the inside, almost like a thermos, if you will, and sometimes you have to have water drip out because of the condensation that occurs. Right. So when the water drips out, there was nowhere for the water to go, so it collected in one spot. And so he walked through this spot. There was no notification. There were no signs. They didn't have people out there mopping it up or putting warning signs, pylons, flares. He didn't put anything out there. It didn't happen. So this gentleman walked right through it. He slipped, and that was it. That was it. So why they would fight to not? Why would they fight to pay this guy for him to live comfortably? He's not asking for baseball tickets. All he wants is money to live. I don't get it. I don't even know why any major news entities out there in D.C. didn't cover this more. I'm out here on the West Coast.
I'm telling you, because this is unbelievable to me. Because this would outrage this community, because this community would not tolerate that. That's why I'm saying this community wouldn't even buy tickets anymore to national games. I'm telling you, and national games are really, really. The Nats are supported here, so that would create fan outrage. So they have really kept it on the down.
Hush, hush, man. Money quiets a lot of things, you know.
Yes. Wow, that is unbelievable. Well, it was great talking to you.
Loved it.
Redskins.
Yeah.
Ravens got some good things going on. Redskins, yes, they're still kind of struggling. They're trying to, sign some defense. I think the Redskins and the Ravens both have about the same issue going on, and that's the defense. But
yep, they do. They definitely do.
They continue to build that line up. They're doing it, Let's hope they don't bring any more running backs. I don't think we need any more running backs. We need more defense, line. We need all three levels of the defense. So we'll hope, and the Ravens doing the same thing. So
they're trying to beef up. That's a stiff AFC North.
Yeah, so let's hope that they both have better seasons and they can get this franchise tag is going to go away. I think that really looking at Colt McCoy to take over if they cannot sign Kirk Cousins. So we'll see. But I will be back in touch with you.
Yes, absolutely. I would love to have you on the show. There's no doubt about it.
In the season.
We could dive there. The Redskins.
Yeah, and then next time I'll plan to stay longer. I just didn't know you roll out like this. I love it. I will definitely plan to do much longer with you.
I appreciate it. And I thank you for your time, just while you've been here anyway. So thank you for your insight. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Definitely let everybody know that you go to Alena7.com or go to my Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. I'm everywhere.
There you go. Gotta be.
All over the place.
Gotta be everywhere, like Visa. Gotta be everywhere. Found everywhere. Yeah. Seen everywhere. Anyway. Alena, thank you so much. Everybody needs to go throw her a follow. I'm just, I don't usually put this out there, but fantastic. Shoot her a follow. I give her my stamp, or should say the Rude Dog paw of approval here on the Rude Dog Show. This is Rudy Reyes with Alena7.com. Go shoot her a follow, because I said so. Anyway, got to go to a commercial break. Alena, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You've been fantastic on the show today. Got to have you back on, okay?
Thank you, Rude. I will be back.
Sounds good.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, Alena Neves, or Alena7.com as she'd like to be known as. I don't know how that works out. Anyway, download the app. When we come back, we'll talk about some NBA draft lottery stuff coming up after, well, I should say for the latter part of the playoff series. For those teams that are out of it, we'll talk about the matchups, Cavaliers, Bulls, Celtics, Pacers in the first round. We'll talk about who leads who. Download the app. It's free. Google, iTunes. Anyway, Rudy Reyes on the Rude Dog Show, WBLZSports.com. I'll be right back. I'll take your calls, your questions, anything you have, 216-539-9967. I'll be right back.
This is The Sheet. Gets me all revved up. My face is now red. My ears are just freaking boiling.
He's so raw. This guy hates it.
Yeah, he had 51 touchdowns. 4,900 total yards.
I know y'all like that, but I gotta run. And only in Alabama that could happen, I have to say.
They're so good, man. They would win the Big Ten if they were in the Big Ten. They could be doing something vision-based in front of you and reach down and grab a handful of insane goodness.
Give it to him. Kudos. I'm clapping like a golfer. Very good, Johnny. Proud of you.
Wow, you guys agree on something again? I'm very impressed. You ever had a bad week? You know, just you walk outside, step in a puddle, like right when you walk outside, and hey, puddle right beside you. Or you stand on the curb and somebody drives by and slashes water up on you, or it's just raining on you, not anyone else.
I will tell you, before you go any further, I cannot hear Chad when he speaks.
Good. Here, listen to the sheet, man. I don't really know what we're doing.
Every Saturday morning, 8 to 10 a.m. right here on WBLZ Sports.
Whether it be your industrial, commercial, or residential needs, Gen Service is the electrical contractor for you. The Gen Service team has the expertise, commitment, and educational years to help you solve all your electrical concerns. They have you in their best interest with helpful suggestions to accommodate your every want. Give them a call, no matter the size of the job, at 740-438-7173. Mention WBLZ Sports and you'll get a discount. That's Gen Service, 740-438-7173.
Hey everybody, this is Robin Vandenberg from Bump and Run and Sports and Shiz, and you're listening to WBLZ Sports, where we've got balls.
Can we just get a made-up play call from you with Ben Roethlisberger going to Antonio Brown for a touchdown and taking it in for a score?
All right, Ben Donald looks left, looks right, communicates, steps back into the shotgun. The edge looked to his right. Here's the snap. He's back. He looks play over the middle. There goes Antonio Brown. He's loose, and he is going.
Kevin Green to Steel Nation Live. Kevin, great to have you on our show.
That's fancy. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Good to be on the show.
Join Sanders Tisdale and James Owens and co-host Jeff Reed as we talk to some of the biggest names of Steel Nation Live sports out there. Check us out every Tuesday night, 6 to 7 p.m. only on WBLZ Sports, the only sports show out there that has balls.
WBLZ Sports, we got balls. There's a sponsor, your balls.
Welcome back to the Rude Dog Show. This is Rudy Reyes on the Rude Dog Show, WBLZSports.com. Download the app. You should. It's free. Don't be in the doghouse. Enter the show, the Rude Dog Show at WBLZSports.com. I am your host. Welcome back to the other half of an otherwise very entertaining first half. Hopefully I can keep your attention. Thank you for tuning in for the next 30 minutes. We're going to talk about some NBA, and I know you're trying to call me Joe from New Jersey. You're more than welcome to give me a call now. I am live on the show. Yes, I am live. 216-539-9967. I'll take your calls, your questions. We can talk about Western Conference action, Eastern Conference action in the NBA, who owns who, and who could go to the dance. There's a lot of basketball to be played yet. Don't forget, a lot of teams are still fighting for position. We were talking to Alena whether or not the Capitals, NHL, whether or not the Wizards can get it done and dodge the bullets to continue entering in. Of course, they're fighting for the last spot in the Eastern Conference, but we look at the Eastern Conference. We talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers, 51-29. They have 2 games remaining in the regular season. They're 1 at home, they're 1 away, and they're plus 500 against 2 other Eastern Conference teams. Chicago clearly fighting for life, essentially. I mean, they lost last night, They have 2 games remaining as well, and also have a very similar, well, they have really an up and heel down. See Derrick Rose removed from the roster because of a season-ending injury. Of course, when is Derrick Rose not hurt? Anybody got anything on that? Okay, I didn't think so. Derrick Rose has been hurt a lot, and in all fairness to the Chicago Bulls, no offense, Derek, but you got to call it, man, when it is. It is what it is. I know there'll be talk. I'll be back. I'll be good. But you know what? You got to call it what it is. And right now, it's retirement. And that's just my opinion. 216-539-9967. Call into the Rude Dog Show. The lines are open. They're free. Let's look at this with a little bit more in-depth, shall we? Regular season, the Bulls lead this series, oddly enough, against the Cleveland Cavaliers, another seed team. We're looking at Cleveland in December. Were beat up 111-105. Chicago 106. Cleveland 94. Chicago won it again in February, 117-99. And then again, the 30th with Cleveland winning that one, losing 93-99 Chicago. It's almost as if when you look at the New York Giants in some type of parody mode, comparing them to being able to beat the New England Patriots in the regular season in the NFL. I think there's something to be said for this. I mean, I know that you're number one Eastern, ranked at the top of the charts for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and then you find yourself with the Chicago Bulls being the last of the Mohicans in the top, round off the top 10, top 8 in the current matchup. I don't know that I would necessarily kick Chicago out of it prior to this game going on. Well, I should say this game that's up and coming between Chicago and Cleveland. But I want to see how this plays out. I know it's a one-and-done situation for both of these teams, but I think clearly Chicago has a lot more to lose. I know that Butler's looking at being the number one scorer there in Chicago, considering they don't have Derrick Rose. And when he's healthy, he doesn't look half bad. Welcome, Joe, from New Jersey. I know you've been trying to call. I have just been very busy, but thanks for tuning in. Thanks for calling in. How can I help you this afternoon?
Well, first of all, the name is Lou, not Joe, but
Lou.
Okay.
Sorry.
We got a situation here. The Yankees are up 2-0, and get this, they're working on a perfect game.
Are they working on a perfect game now? No hits, no runs, nobody left on base?
Yes.
Well, that's amazing.
Base, no walks, nothing.
Wow.
2-0, bottom of the sixth. A perfect game on opening day.
Well, what do you know? It can only happen in New York. Maybe the Yankees will raise out of the ashes of where they were last year and actually become a competitive team. What do you think?
I think they have a chance to become a competitive team this year. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of a setback because our newest sensation, Sanchez, is going to be out with an injury for the next 15 days. Like that.
Well, I can tell you this much. Injuries are going to hurt every team. I don't care what league you're in. I don't care if it's NBA, NHL, MLB, cricket, badminton.
Cricket?
No, I mean, you take your pick. Cricket. I mean, you're still the consummate. You got to play. You got to be a part of the lineup, right? I mean, if you're not part of the lineup, how can you contribute? And in cricket, it's the same way. You got to be the guy. Well, bottom six. Let's see if the Yankees can do it.
Associate that with it in this country. So
well, even still, it's still a team sport. If you're not out there to contribute, you can't play. Same with the Yankees. If you don't have guys out in the outfield that have a big arm, know when to throw the ball, have the velocity to throw the ball, if they're not out there to contribute, then how can they win? Injuries kill you. I don't care what anybody says. Injuries kill every single sport that you're a part of.
By the way, the pitcher's name is Alex Cobb for the Yankees.
Alex Cobb. I wonder if he's going to be a corn off the cob if he wins this one. Could be a win for him.
He might.
Yeah. I like corn. Off the cob, on the cob, it don't matter. Corn is corn. Then you have the Athletics and the Royals playing, which is kind of an interesting matchup. Astros and Mariners. Ugh. Reds and Pirates, of course, that's a game I'm going to be tuning into. If you don't have, this is not a plug-in for DirecTV or Major League Baseball, but if you don't have extra innings, then you got nothing.
Oh, I have another way to get it, though.
Well, we're not going to talk about that. Everybody's got their method to their madness.
I shouldn't say it because if I do, I could get into trouble, so I'll just leave it at that. But I do have another way to get around it.
Oh, that's good. That's good to know.
Rather than get in trouble for it, I'll just keep it to myself.
Well, that's good. You got to keep the poison alone. And of course, Red Sox are now one over the Tigers in top of the fourth inning. Diamondbacks and Giants later this afternoon. Cardinals, Nationals, Mets, and Phillies. Oh boy, Mets and Phillies. What are your thoughts about? I mean, have you seen? Are you watching all of these games? I mean, what are your thoughts on the Yankees? Do they look better than they have looked in the last, 3 or 4 years with the money that Steinbrenner is not spending?
I think now we're getting the right pieces of the puzzle. Finally, and I think we have a good chance to become a contender this year, at least a wild card. But you know what? It's only the first week of the season. You really can't tell how it's going to go. You can't say that they're going to be, their pitching is going to suck again this year. Oh, they're not hitting. You know what? Button it, okay? It's the first week of the season. Since when is the Pennant decide the first week of the baseball season? I ask, because the minute something goes wrong with the Yankees, they got hurt, this happened, they all start their griping and crying like, shut up.
Well, you call it like it is.
I don't really start thinking about the standings till, like, say, about Memorial Day. That's when I start thinking, more seriously.
Well, what actually gets people to think more seriously and to feel more serious about their team is the fact that they win. Winning cures all wounds, especially here on the West Coast, because now we have two teams, right? You guys have the Mets, or at least they think they have the Mets, but if you have a guy named Tebow on your roster, you certainly have a Mets team with he needs one more home run to tie a franchise record in this early part of the season. So, look, my theory about Tebow is this. If he can do it and he can play in Major League Baseball, those people that discounted him, and there are a ton of them, this is just for publicity. He's not going to make it on the roster. He's just trying to gain PR. No. He's a real deal. This guy is a real deal. Look, this would be the best story in sports history, if not ranking amongst the top 10. If he can continue what he's doing, where do you think the Mets are going to be in the latter part of this year with him in the lineup doing what he has been? Consistency pays off. The Yankees know a lot about consistency. They've been doing it since 1903. 10,000 wins. 10,000 wins. That's insane.
So it's but just on the flip side of that, you got the Phillies with the first team to have 10,000 losses. Ugh. Yeah.
Well, even still, their win-loss percentage, because of the ones that they've lost, 7,000 plus, they're barely above 500. I'm more concerned about the Yankees. Yeah. I mean, you got Billy Martin, Babe Ruth, Garrett DiMaggio, Torrey, Berra, Ma, Dickey, Maris. You have all of these guys with numbers retired. Who's next in line?
Yeah.
Who wants to be the guy? Jeter, no longer there.
Yeah.
No, who wants to be the guy?
How about you? No.
You know what? I played baseball.
Hey,
I coached baseball. Look, I have love for West Coast sports. I have love for East Coast sports. I think one of the most heated teams in Major League Baseball, Fullerton, California.
Okay.
I talk about a lot of East Coast sports because I'm a Steeler fan, but I don't always talk about the Steelers. I diversify what I do and how I do it. But when you look at the Yankees, I mean, in 2017, in their big, gigantic AL East, they've owned for many, many years 6-2. They've lost 4. Not bad.
Got it. Yes.
Okay, I take it something happened.
Down and got him.
They snagged it out at first base, did they? Was it an RBI attempt?
No, it was only on base.
Oh, okay. You'd be my play-by-play guy. Rays
I'll
still blanked. Rays are still
I'd like
blanked.
to be, but I'm not. I'm good, but I'm not that good. But think about opening day. I mean, when was the last time you ever saw that? a perfect game on opening day?
I don't know. Stranger things have happened in opening days. Pirates swept the Braves.
Never mind, I jinxed it.
I don't believe in jinx.
Mr. Big Mouth did it again.
Anyway, look, I don't have much time left. Joe, hey, thanks, man, for calling in. I appreciate it. I will see you tomorrow, I'm sure.
All right.
Take care, man. Yeah, you got it. Thanks. Thanks for tuning in, Joe, from New Jersey. Anyway, hey, buddy, thanks for tuning in. This is great. This has been a great show today. Lots of good stuff. Go show Alena at Alena7, the number 7, not the word 7. Some love. Go give her a follow. Just a fantastic time talking to her. I definitely appreciate her time. Thank you very much, Alena. It's been fantastic. Alena7.com. Go shoot her a follow. Great personality. Very personable. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Look, the app is free. Download it now. Tune in tomorrow. I'll be on 11 a.m., 2 p.m. Eastern Time, right in the middle of the day. Hopefully, I don't interfere with your baseball action you have going on, since Major League Baseball is really super hot as of right now. But anyway, thank you for tuning in. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. This is Rudy Reyes on The Rude Dog Show at WBLZSports.com. I will see you tomorrow.